Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Saturday evening live edition of Lean Six Sigma. And we are going to learn something very interesting today. Okay, we are going to learn something basic and we are going to learn something very advanced as well. Okay, both we are going to cover. Everybody, just type welcome, everybody in the chat box, and let's begin the journey. Anybody new in the room? Uh, as Saturdays we don't have new people coming in, but anyways, koi last time nahi aaya hoga. Anybody attending the session first time, just type me in the chat box. Anybody like that? I think nobody, right? Okay. Anybody has a news to share? Any big bang, like got a new job, some increment, some success in the project, anything like that? Any success story? Just type me in the chat box so that we will start with a positive note. Okay. Anybody in the room? Good. Okay, chalo. So anybody agar hai to just raise your hand and we will just okay, fantastic. Got hiked by 65%. Congratulations, Rajat ji. Everybody just congratulate Rajat ji in the chat box. He has got hike of 65%. That's amazing. Superb, superb. Wow, yellow belt say. Okay, you got in the same organization or you got a new job opportunity as well? Just let me know in the chat box as well. Okay, in the same organization. Wow, that's what I keep on saying, right? That a lot of people don't take yellow belt seriously. Okay, but even yellow belt certificate. Look at this. This is a clear-cut, testimonial that with just a simple yellow belt program of 4 hours, 5 hours, the basic program also has a power of, taking the salary to 65%. Congrats, really, really happy for you. Really, very happy for you. Okay. So whatever efforts we are putting in and you guys are learning, okay, that is giving the result in the right direction. Okay. Yes, Mr. Kirti, you want to say something? Just you can unmute and say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Dinesh. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening,
Good evening.
everybody. Although I have just typed the message in the chat box,
Okay.
but I'm really happy to share this news that the required number of referrals which were there, I
Wow.
have been lucky enough, fortunate enough to close that, and I have been
Super.
rewarded with the benefit of Master Black Belt.
Wow.
So that has been added in
Congratulations.
my, yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Congratulations, everybody. Just
Yeah.
congratulate Mr. Kirti in the chat box. For the people who are not aware of it, so there is a referral bonus, which is of 4,000 rupees each. Okay, in this month of March. Okay, till 31st of March, in the month of March, if you refer 4 people, like he did, he got upgraded automatically to Master Black Belt. Of course, he got the cashback plus upgrades. It's a double dhamaka offer. Okay,
So
fantastic. Really
sorry
happy
to
for you.
say this, Dinesh.
Huh.
Money was not the important factor. I was not
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the money. The Master Black Belt upgrade was really important for
That
me.
was important.
So yeah,
Fantastic,
yeah.
fantastic.
Thank
Superb,
you.
superb. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, chalo, let's move on. Anybody else who wants to share, you can just put that in the chat box and we will just share that as well. Okay. Chalo, let's go to the topic of the day, which is first hypo. Oh yeah, what is the topic by the way? Have you checked the topic? Let me know in the chat. Yeah. What is the topic we are going to discuss? And as I mentioned, we are going to discuss a basic plus advanced both. Okay, both are very important topics, and we are going to discuss both. Okay. Let me. Anji. Hypothesis. Very good. Hypothesis testing and p-value as well. Yes. So hypothesis testing is a part of green belt curriculum. Okay, which comes from. So let me explain the basics. So in the DMAT framework, first of all, we are going to discuss hypothesis testing. Okay. In the DMAT framework, this hypothesis testing comes in the analysis phase. In the analyze phase, everybody understand this. In analyze phase, we go deeper into causes and the root causes. Okay, understand this. In analyze phase, we go deeper into causes and the root causes. Correct? Like fishbone analysis and Viva analysis. Everybody's aware of these two topics. Fishbone, which is man, machine, method, mother nature, and then the Viva analysis, the root cause analysis. Yes, everybody's aware of this. Yes, very good. Anybody who's not aware, let me know. Okay, even in yellow belt also we cover this topic, right? Basic stuff: man, machine, method, mother nature. So you find out causes, you find out root causes. Now, in both these cases, we do not take data into consideration. Understand this? But because in this Lean Six Sigma, which is a data-driven approach, we only believe in data and not opinions. So what we do is we we first list down the causes, root causes, and then we validate it. And in the validation, okay, so in the analyze phase, first we do fishbone, followed by root cause analysis. And once these root causes are identified, then we do validation. And we do validation with the help of hypothesis testing. Okay. Are you clear? So, for example, we will check, let's say there is an assumption, hypothesis meaning assumption basically. There is an assumption of the team that in the night shift, the defect levels go up in the night shift. Let's say this is the assumption. Okay, now this assumption has to be tested with the help of data, and that is done with the help of hypothesis testing. Okay, let's say there are two shift people, first shift and the second shift, and they want to check whether there is a difference in the performances. We can go with the hypothesis testing. Or let's say leader of group A, which is the A shift leader or the manager, and leader of group B. And according to opinion of the people, that group A leader is a good leader, his performance is good, and group B leader is not up to the mark. So you can collect the data of both the groups and compare their performances with hypothesis testing. Are you clear? Just type yes in the chat box. So we validate our assumptions with the data in the hypothesis testing. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Correct? Let's say Ajit Agarkar and Gautam Gambhir. Ajit Agarkar says, I want Rishabh Pant, and Gautam Gambhir says, no, I want KL Rahul. Now they will collect the data and do the hypothesis testing. Are you understanding this? Simple? Yes? So, it depends on, it is depending on the validation of the, with the help of data. Our assumption have to be validated with the help of data. So we are in the analyze phase. So basic hypothesis testing is covered in the green belt level, and advanced hypothesis testing is covered in the black belt level. So it is covered in the basic format as well as the advanced format both. So we are going to cover both as well, and I'm going to explain you how you can calculate p-value manually. Okay, so today thoda sa at the end of the session I'm going to go a little deeper. Okay, some people might find it a little heavier, but doesn't matter. I'll make it very simple. Clear? Yes. So everybody is with me. So we are talking about analyze phase, validating the assumptions with the help of data, called hypothesis testing. Just give me a quick yes so that I can go to a little deeper in that. Yes, yahan tak clear hai everybody? All the new, especially the new member who have just joined after yellow belt. Okay, very good. Now, let's say there are some fundamental concepts I will cover. Then we will go to a practical mini type exercise. Then we will calculate the p-value manually, etc. Okay. Let's come to sample and population. Let's come to a first concept called sample and population. So I'm just building the concept. I'm just putting the foundation blocks of this first. Okay. What is sample and what is population? Let's say the population of India is 1.4 billion. Okay. And let's say if we check some sample of it, maybe we can take 1 lakh people or 2 lakh people sample or 5 lakh people as a sample, because we cannot check the entire population. It is too time consuming and too resource consuming. Okay. So sample and population we use every time. In our quality check as well, whatever, let's say, we are producing, we do not check 100% most of the times. Of course, there are a few cases where 100% checking is also done, but majority of the cases we take samples, and from the samples we check the samples and we infer about the population. So we take a small group of samples and we infer meaning we predict the behavior of the population. Just like when we cook the rice in the pot, in the cooker, we open the cooker, take a small pinch of it and crush it, and just to check whether it is cooked properly or not. That is, so the rice in the cooker is the population, and whatever we take as a sample to check is a small sample. Are you everybody's clear about this simple theory of sample and population? Just give me yes in the chat box. So sample is the whole data set, and sorry, population is the whole data set, and sample is a representation of that that small piece, okay, which is a representation of the population. Now, so in the sample, if we take the sample, if I collect the sample, let's say, and I take the average of the sample, that is called as X bar. Write this down. And from that X bar, I will predict about the population, and that will be called as mu. So this is another Greek letter, okay, called mu. If I collect the sample and I check the standard deviation, so I will write here a mean. Okay. If I take the standard deviation, that will be called as S. For the sample, it is called as S. It is denoted by S. And for the population, it is denoted by sigma. Okay. So for the sample, whatever things we are calculating, so we are saying they are called as statistics. And for the population, whatever things we are calculating, they are called as parameters. So mu and sigma are parameters, X bar and S are called statistics. Okay. So sample, basically this is called descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. And from the descriptive, we infer about the entire population. That is called as inferential statistics. Write this down. In the in the green belt level also, you'll find descriptive and inferential. Descriptive is about a sample, inferential is about a population. So we take the sample, check the statistics, and we infer about the parameters of the population. Are you clear till now? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear I am? First fundamental clear? Okay. So now when we are taking the sample, okay, yeah, it's very simple. So just take a screenshot of this. I'll just repeat. Sample is a subset of the population. That's point number 1. Okay. The mean of the sample is X bar, where mean of the population is called as mu. Okay. Standard deviation of the sample is called S, where standard deviation of population is called sigma. Samples, whatever characteristics we are basically measuring, those are called as statistics, and the characteristics we are measuring for population are called as parameters. For sample, it's called descriptive statistics, and from the descriptive statistics, we infer about population. That is called inferential statistics. Okay, so hypothesis testing comes in inferential statistics. Write this down. This is part of inferential statistics. So what we do, we collect the sample, we check the sample, and we infer about the behavior of the long term or of the population. That is called hypothesis. So hypothesis testing comes in the inferential statistics. Make a note of this. Done. Just type D in the chat box if it is done. If you have written it down or taken a screenshot or you have understood, just type D in the chat box. If you're traveling, just listen to this, understand this, just try to conceptualize this. समझना इंपॉर्टेंट है, ठीक है? क्लियर? बेसिक फंडा क्लियर है? फंटाबुलस, सुपर सुपर सुपर. Now, so this is, so I'm just putting some building blocks. So this is sample and population and other stuff. Okay, now let me go ahead and explain you about significance level and confidence level. Now, when we take the sample, okay, because we have taken a small amount of the data, we have not taken 100% amount. If we have taken 100% amount of the data, for example, let's say if the population of SNG student is, let's say, 50,000 students, and if I collect all the heights of the 50,000 students, I can directly calculate the mu. Yes or no, everybody? Mu is the average of population. Correct? Population. Right? Now, because let's say I have collected, let's say, all 50,000 students height, and I'll take the average, that will become the mu. But if I take 100 people, 200 people, 500 people average, that will be called as X bar, which is average of the sample. Now, when I take the when I take the sample, I'm not 100% confident about the population. But there are few formulas we use for, for sampling. There are certain standard formulae. There are certain certain norms. Every industry might have their own norms. Just like square root of n, which is one of the standard norm. That means what is the number of samples you should take for quality checking? This formula is square root of n. Let's say if you are producing 100 pieces, just take square root of that which is equal to 10. So check 10 pieces and infer about the remaining 90 pieces. That is how the formula works. I'm just giving you example of this. Now, if you are taking these kinds of standard formulae, statisticians say that we cannot be 100% confident, but we can say that 95% confidence level. That means whatever we can predict about the population, our confidence level will be, it will not be 100, but we can say we can be 95% confident about our prediction, about our inference. Okay. And whatever remaining 5% is called as significance level. Make a note of this. I'll explain you with some examples. Significance level. Now, why 95%? Why not 75%? After lot of permutation combinations and experiments, scientific experiments, statisticians have defined this is a standard confidence level you can decide. So generally, we also consider 95% confidence level. In some cases where the sample size is too high, for example, let's say, for example, out of 100 pieces, let's say you take a sample of 50 or 60 pieces. If you check the 50 or 60 pieces quality, then your confidence level will be more than 95%. You can set it up to 99%, etc. Okay. Or let's say you don't have even square root of n. Maybe even you don't have 10 samples. You just check 5 to 7 samples. Then your confidence level can go up to 90% as well. So it depends on scenario. But standard, you can take 95% straight jacketed and go ahead. Now, when we are confident about 95%, we are not confident about 5% where we can make some error in the judgment. And that level is called as significance level. Okay, this 5% is nothing but 0.05. Understand this. Understand this value. 0.0. What is 5%? 5 divided by 100. 5%, right? So this 5% is nothing but 0.05, where where we can make certain errors. Generally, that is called as alpha error. Let's let me not go into alpha and beta error. It will take another 15-20 minutes to explain you. Okay, just understand this error in the judgment. What is error in the judgment? Imagine, I'll give you one example of error in the judgment. Okay, let's say there is a lot of 100, let's say, shirts. We are making shirts, and in 100 shirts, there are, let's say, 7 to 8 shirts which are defective shirts. Understand this. I have taken sample of 10. Out of 10 samples, I have taken 5 bad products. 5 bad products. Out of 8 bad products, I have collected 5 bad products in the sample of 10. And I have declared the entire consignment of 100 as a defective. That is called error. Are you understanding this? Yes? I'm just giving you example of how we can make error in the judgment. This can be a sampling error, this can be a calculation error, this can be anything else. Okay? Randomized sampling nahi liya hai, a lot of things can be the causes. But confidence level and significance level is nothing but the error region where our judgment can make a mistake. Are you clear? Fundamentally, yahan tak clear hai? We'll take a practical case so that you will be clear about it. Clear, everybody? Just type yes in the chat box. We cannot be 100% confident because we are not checking 100% of the population. We are just taking a small bit of it. Clear? Now coming back to hypothesis testing definitions. Okay. Hypothesis meaning statement of assumption. Make a note of this. Hypothesis meaning statement of assumption. Okay. It is our assumption. I assume that my, my night shift production has got a lot of defect. That's my assumption. I need to check that. I assume that my A shift manager is better than my B shift manager. That's my assumption. Gautam Gambhir assume that KL Rahul is better than Rishabh Pant. That's his assumption. So that assumption has to be tested. Now there are two types of assumptions basically. One is called null hypothesis and other is called alternate hypothesis. Make a note of this. Null hypothesis can also be denoted by HO. O denotes the null. And alternate can also be denoted by HA. A for alternate. H for hypothesis, A for alternate. Okay. So null hypothesis is called as statement of equality. Make a note of this. Statement of equality. So what it will say, let's say, let's say X bar, meaning let's say if I collect the average of Rishabh Pant, X bar P, and average of KL Rahul X R bar, which is, so it will say that null hypothesis will say that both averages are equal. Average of Rishabh Pant is equal to average of KL Rahul. Both averages are equal. That will be statement of null hypothesis. Alternate will say that exactly opposite. It will say statement of difference. Statement of difference. So it will say that XP bar is not equal to XR bar. That means Rishabh Pant's average, batting average, is not equal to KL Rahul's batting average. Now here is the catch. Just try to understand this. If I collect the data of Rishabh Pant's last 30 data points, 30 matches ka average nikala maine, that will be XP bar. Imagine that comes to 45 runs per innings. Okay. And I collect KL Rahul's data as well, which is XR bar. Let's say that comes to 46 runs per innings. Okay. Now tell me, for these 30 samples, there is a mathematical difference of 1 run. Yes or no, everybody? Are you understanding? There is a mathematical difference of 1 run. Are you clear? To check the difference, we don't have to perform hypothesis testing. Yes or no? ये तो difference clearly evident है. This is a clearly evident difference in our eyes, in front of our eyes, right? 45 and 40, there is a difference of 1 gram, correct? Now, what is then why are we doing hypothesis? If you remember, hypothesis is all about inferential statistics. So from this sample of 30 matches, we are inferring about the behavior in the future. We are predicting about the behavior in the near future. So what we are saying, that is this 1 run difference, is it statistically significant enough? So what is the word I use? Statistically significant difference. When I say statistically significant, meaning I'm referring to the population and not about the sample. How many of you got it? So we will collect the data, we'll put that in the software, and software will give us a value called p-value. From the p-value, we will check whether this difference is statistically significant or not. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. If this value is statistically significant, then we can say yes, there is a difference. If this value is not statistically significant, then both, we can say that both are equivalent to each other, equal to each other. Clear? And how do we come to know this? We check the value called p-value. P-value is also called as probability value. If p-value is less than 0.05, if p-value is less than 0.05, then we reject null hypothesis. Make a note of this. And how do you remember this? There is a rhyme which we have to remember, which is very simple. The rhyme is P low, null go. Everybody, please type this rhyme in the chat box. P low, null go, and let it go in the subconscious mind. So what is the procedure? P low, null go. So what is the procedure? For us, we will collect the data from Rishabh Pant's 30 innings. We'll collect the data from KL Rahul's 30 innings. Put that data in the Minitab software. Software will calculate p-value for us. We will check the p-value. If p-value is low, low meaning lower than 0.05, which is 5%. If the value is lower than 5%, we will reject null hypothesis. If you remember, null hypothesis is nothing but statement of equality. This one, okay, which says both are equal, both averages are equal. That's what statement of equality is. So when p-value is low, we will reject that equality statement and we will say that there is a statistically significant difference. Okay? Yes? P low, null go. When p-value is lower than, yeah, Kamal Kanji, you have shown the greater than wala symbol. Usko change kijiye. P should be lower than 0.05. Okay? हाँ, थोड़ा सा उसको उल्टा कर दीजिए. P low, then null go. P lower than 0.05, then null has to be rejected. Clear? Okay. Now understand this. Yahan tak everybody is clear about it? Yes, everybody's clear about this. So we collect the data, put that in the software. Software will give us the p-value, and from the p-value we just reject or accept the null hypothesis. That's it. That is the hypothesis testing. Okay. Now let me just take a screenshot of this. If you are taking the screenshots, see, initially it might sound like a little difficult. Okay. हाँ, formula है ना, मैं बताऊंगा अभी formula. If you're interested, okay, see, if you're interested to know the formula, I'll give you the formula to calculate p-value as well. Okay, okay, ho gaya? Have you taken the screenshot? I will share with you. I will share with you everything today. That's why these sessions are basically meant. Okay, so let me just clear this. Uh, huh. Now understand this. Now understand this. If I collect the data of, if I collect the data of, let's say, Rishabh Pant, this is the data of Rishabh Pant, and imagine this is the data of KL Rahul. Okay, so this is average of Rishabh Pant, which is let's say 45. This is average of KL Rahul. So this is X bar R. I'm just giving, it's 45. And this is X bar P, which is 46. Okay, I'm just giving this simple example. Now with this, both this, now just try to understand this. Graphically, I'm explaining you the P value. Graphically, okay. Now these two distributions have come from this histogram. If I put the histogram, they will overlap, right? This overlapping region, this overlapping region of these two distributions is nothing but the P value. Understand this? I'm just giving you very important explanation. Okay, if you can visualize this, you can understand the P value very easily. And I'll go and explain you the concept of calculating this manually as well. Okay, imagine this is this is the histogram. Our fingers also look like a normal distribution histogram. Yes or no? Have you realized this? If you see our fingers, they're exactly looking like our normal distribution histogram. Yes or no? How many of you realize this? अरे हाँ रे ये तो कभी सोचा ही नहीं था. Okay, now understand this. Now this is Rishabh Pant and this is KL Rahul. I'm just overlapping them. And the overlapping area is nothing but the P value. Okay. Yes. Now more the overlapping area, it will be more than 5%. Yes or no? If the overlapping area, if they are very close, overlapping area is very high, it is more than 5%. Now imagine, let's say Rishabh Pant's average is 60. Okay. Now I will draw, this is KL Rahul, and let's say Rishabh Pant. Imagine this. So this is 45 and this is average of, let's say 50. Let's say 50. And overlapping region is very limited here. Now here, imagine in this case, the P value is, let's say 60%. P value meaning the probability, meaning 60% overlapping area. Here, the P value is, let's say 3%. Because the distance of these two distributions is very high. How many of you can see this? So it is like earlier was like this. Now the distance is very high and overlapping area is very limited to 3%. 3% meaning 0.03. When my P value is lower than 0.05, I'm saying that there is a statistically significant difference between the two averages. How many of you got this? Just type yes in the chat box now. How many of you got this right now with this graphical representation? Just type yes in the chat box. Graphically, have you understood this? Got it? So there are two distributions, averages I'm checking. Okay, I'll repeat again. Okay. Yes, how many of you got this? But yeah, a lot of people got it. Anybody has not yet? I'll repeat once again. Okay. Listen to me very carefully. Now here, this is KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant's average we have taken. We have put it in the distribution, histogram nikale, and we have just overlapped. The overlapping region is nothing but a P value. What P value we are talking about? The overlapping region. If the averages are very close, overlapping regions will be very high. Yes or no? If the average is 45 and 46, overlapping region will be very high. Yes or no, everybody? Vikramji, are you getting the first statement? Very good. So now coming back to the second statement. When the overlapping area is very high, say let's say 60%. Let's say 60%. That means it will be around 0.6. The P value will be 0.6. which is very high, greater than 0.05, right? Okay, now understand this. Now, if let's say the average of the second batsman is high, that means the distributions are a little away from each other. So let's say first batsman's average is 45, second batsman average is 50. So the distributions are away and the overlapping area is very less. Let's say 3%. 3%, which is nothing but 0.03. When the p value, which is the overlapping area, is 0.03 or 3%, what is our rhyming? P is lower than 0.05. That means there is a significant difference. We are P low, null go, right? When the P is low, null go. Null meaning what? They are equivalent. They are close to each other. And what is the alternate hypothesis? They are not equal. They are different from each other. So when the P value is lower than 0.05, we can confidently say that the difference is very high. Are you clear? Vikramji, are you clear with this? Fantastic. So just take a screenshot of this, and this analogy you have to remember. That's it. Overlapping analogy. Overlapping, if it is they are very close, the p value is very high. If they are a distance from each other, p value is very low. When the p value is very low, we can confidently say that there is a statistically significant difference between the two averages. Okay. Now, let me share with you. अभी मैं okay. Let me share with you a Minitab file. Okay. Let me share with you a Minitab file from. Okay, the new members who don't have the Minitab right now installed does not matter. Just observe what we did.
Sir, what did you just repeat it? When the p value is less, then it is statistically
significant difference.
Okay.
Yes, p low, that means there is a statistically significant difference between the two averages. Are you clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, just download this file, which the name is 2 sample t-test. I'll explain you what is t-test, etc. The file named 2 sample t-test. Okay, once you have opened, let me know. Done. Okay. Opened. This is the file of male CCOs and female CCOs. CCOs is nothing but call center officers. So we have collected some data of call center officers who are males and some female call center officers, and their call duration time we have calculated. And we just want to check whether who is, as far as gender is concerned, who is performing better. So is gender playing a role in closing the. हाँ सेम फाइल है, एक ओपन कीजिए. सेम फाइल है, both files are same. Just open any one of them. All right. Super duper. Open करो फटाफट. If you're traveling, just observe, then you can, later on you can practice. If you're in front of your laptop with Minitab installed, then just open this file which have been given to you. Chalo, open karo fatafat. And meanwhile, let me explain you. Whenever you want to compare the two averages, if you want to compare the two averages of two vendors, two shifts, to batsmen, okay, to genders like male and female performances, then we go for 2 sample t-test. Okay. Done. Open everybody. Just give me yes, no in the chat box quickly. ओपन नहीं हो रहा है क्या फाइल, या दिख नहीं रहा है आपको? फिर से शेयर करूं? Done now? Yeah, if you are in front of laptop, open. Okay, very good. Chalo, so the data is male CCO and female CCO. The first observation is number of data points are not same. Why number of data points are not same? Meaning, understand this, even if I have, let's say, 8 data points of male CCOs, so I will do X bar of, let's say, X M bar and X F bar, right? So anyways, I'm going to take the average. So even if I have the number of data points different, which is, let's say, one data point is 10 data points, other is 15, that is also okay. Clear? So here we have got, so what is a null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is saying, X bar, X M bar is equal to X F bar, which is the average of male CCOs is equal to average of female CCOs. And alternate is saying that average of male CCOs is not equal to average of female CCOs. Not able to hear, is it? Am I audible? आवाज आ रहा है मेरा? Audible, ना?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
या कुछ वो ग्लिच रहेगा आपको, इसमें कुछ ग्लिच रहेगा इसमें, या फिर हेडफोन का ये वो भी शायद निकल गया नहीं. So this is null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Now let's go to software. Let's go to Minitab. Go to stat, basic statistics, two sample t-test. Everybody just follow this path. Stat, basic statistics, two sample t-test. Stat, basic statistics, two sample t-test. Okay. Stat, basic statistics, two sample t-test. Why? Because we are comparing two samples. Okay. Now in this drop box, just have to, click on this drop down menu. You will find both samples are in one column. Let's say if I have data like male CCOs and female CCOs in the, in the one column only, I would have selected first option. But now we have got both the samples in different columns. So I will select this one, each sample in its own column. Just select that. So I will get sample 1 and sample 2. I will select male CCOs and then female CCOs. Okay. Column 1 and column 2. And just click on OK. Now you will get something like this. Everybody got this? Just type yes in the chat box. Yeah, I will repeat the step. This is the data. I'll go to stat, basic stat. The first option is basic statistics. In the basic statistic, there is a sixth option called two sample t-test. If you check that out, stat, basic statistics, two sample t-test. Just click on that. Stat, basic statistics, two sample t-test. Now, once you click on two sample t-test, here in the drop down, select the second option, which is each sample in its column. Okay. Each sample in its own column को आपको select करना है. Once you select that, then in the first sample, select male CCOs, call center officers, and second column, select female CCOs, and click on OK. That's it. Once you do that, you will find something like this. Okay, just try to understand what is that. Okay. Now, let's try to understand this. The first one. So the male CCOs, n is equal to 8. N meaning number of sample size, number of data points in that column was 8. And for female CCO, it is 10, right? The mean, which is X bar is 11.63 for male CCOs and 12.80. Now, 11.63 and 12.80. There is a mathematical difference already in the average. Yes or no, everybody? There is already a mathematical difference of almost more than 1 minute here. Everybody clear with this? So, but what we are checking here is the statistical significant difference. Is this 1 minute difference statistically significant enough? Okay. So then the standard deviation of the first sample and the second sample and the standard error of mean. I'll give you the formula for this. I'll explain you. Okay. Then here, what we are interested in this value called p value is 0.044. If you remember our rhyming, P low, null go. Right? Now, is this value lower than 0.05? If P value is lower than 0.05, reject null hypothesis. Is it lower than 0.05? Everybody, I want everybody to answer this. 0.044. Is it lower than 0.05? Bolo, everybody. Very simple question. Is it lower than 0.05? Yes, it is lower than 0. It is slightly lower than 0.05, but it is lower than 0.05. So that means, just a second, somebody got unmuted. So that means there is a slight statistical significant difference between these two genders. That means the males are closing the call a little, faster than the female CCOs. Female CCOs are on an average taking 12.8 minutes, where male CCOs are taking 11.6 minutes. So they are closing call a little faster, the male CCOs, and it is statistically significant, difference which is clearly evident. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes. Super yes. Very good. Very good. Now let's go back to the data. Let's go back to the data. We will find, I will give you another example of one sample t-test. Okay. So when we have two samples, like male CCOs, female CCOs, Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, okay, shift 1, shift 2, okay, there are two samples where we are using two sample t-tests. Let's say whenever I have only one sample and I want to check that sample with the standard that is called one sample t-test. If I have one sample and if I want to check that with the standard, that is called one sample test. So two sample, that is called two sample t-test. One sample with standard, that is called one sample t-test. For example, let's say I've taken the lead time of the vendors. Okay. The standard time is 10 days. 10 days of delivery is the standard time, which is decided by the company. Standard time is 10 days. 10 days mein delivery karna hai. So I'll collect the samples and then I will check that with the standard. Or pizza delivery. 30 minutes is a pizza delivery. So I'll collect all the pizza delivery of that, of that particular outlet. And then I will check with the 30 minutes as the standard. That is called one sample t-test. Are you clear? The scenario of one sample t-test? Just type yes in the chat box. Are you clear with this? Everybody? One sample t-test. When do we use one sample t-test? So when you want to check the average of one sample with the standard, that is called one sample t-test. Okay. Now, let me give you a sample of this. Now, how many of you are interested to calculate this p-value manually? Are you interested to know this p-value manually? Just type yes in the chat box. If you're interested, I will show you. If you're not interested, we have the software. अच्छा है इंटरेस्ट आपको? चलो ठीक है, चलो आपका इंटरेस्ट देखते हुए, आपके इंटरेस्ट को मद्देनजर रखते हुए हमको सिखाना पड़ेगा. ओके, एनीवेज, थोड़ा फिल्मी हो गया. Anyways, so one sample t-test. Okay. All right. Let me give you let me give you some data. Okay. So first we'll calculate with the software and then we will calculate manually. Okay. I'll explain you. And then we will discuss about all these, characters here. Okay. What is standard error of mean? What is standard deviation mean? And what is this confidence interval, T value, degree of freedom, everything we will discuss. Okay. Now, imagine X bar, make a note of this. X bar is, let's say, which is sample mean, which is 10. So sample mean X bar is equal to 10. Standard mean, which is mu, is let's say equal to 11. Okay. The sample size, which is n, is equal to 16. And standard deviation, which is nothing but the sample standard deviation is nothing but 2, let's say. Just make a note of this. Sample mean is 10. Standard is 11. Sample size is 60. So we have taken 16 samples and taken the average. The average is coming to 10. The standard is 11. Okay. And the standard deviation of that 16 data point is 2. Have you noted down this? Have you noted down this? Just type yes in the chat box. Okay. Now this is a scenario. First we will calculate, with the help of software, and then we will calculate manually. Okay. First we will calculate with the help of software. Now, so how do we calculate this? Go to stat, basic statistics, one sample t-test. Whatever you have done in the 2 sample, just one line above that is one sample t-test. So basic statistics, one sample t-test. Just open that. Everybody, just give me yes if you have reached to this box. If you have reached to this box, let me know. Done? Now in the drop box, there are 2 options. One is that one or more samples in the column, and second option is summarize data. Because we have the summarized data, we don't have any data in the columns, right? Just select summarize data. Because we have the summary of the data directly with us, right? Here, what is sample size? Type in the chat box. Everybody, now here we have to write the, the data. What is the sample size? 16. Everybody with me? Sample size is 16, right? Just enter 16. What is sample mean? The X bar. What is X bar? X bar is 10. Fantastic. What is standard deviation? Is 2. Correct? Standard deviation is 2. And perform hypothesis test. Just check this box. Okay. And this is called hypothesized mean, which is nothing but the standard, standard mean. What is the standard mean in this case? Sample mean is 10 and it's compared with the standard. What is the mean? Standard is 11. Absolutely right. So here 11. Everybody with me? Sample size is 16. Sample mean is 10. Standard deviation is 2. Just check box on this perform hypothesis test. And hypothesized mean is equal to 11. Everybody with me? Just type yes in the chat box. Okay. So sample mean is 10 and standard is 11. We want to check whether there is a statistically significant difference or not. Okay. Now just click on OK. Now here we go. We have got some result. What is the result? The result is P value. This one is the result, which is 0.064. What is that? How do we got? So I've taken just random numbers. Prasanna ji, I've just taken random numbers for the calculation. Ek sample liya 10 ka and 11 is the standard one to compare the two. That's it. You can take some other data. Okay, you can take some other data. Now, P value is 0.064. Now answer this question. Is it lower than 0.05? Is it lower than 0.05? No, it is not lower than 0.05. It is just greater than 0.05. When P is low, null go, right? So we can reject null hypothesis. But when the P value is high, we cannot reject null hypothesis. We have to accept null hypothesis. Correct? When the P value is high, we cannot reject, we have to accept null, and null is statement of equality. It says x bar A is equal to x bar B. That means the standard, sample mean and the standard mean are equal. There is no statistical significant difference between 10 and 11. Average 10 and average 11 in this case. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Clear hai everybody? Just give me yes. Super yes. Okay. Very good. Now इसको ना हम लोग मैन्युअली कैलकुलेट करेंगे. So let's see the procedure. Okay. P value is 0.05 is because if you remember, confidence level is 95%. Remaining value, so P value is compared with this significance value of 5%. 5% is significance. P value is not 0.05. P value is attained significance level. Significance level is 0.05. So P value keeps on, it is less than or greater than, and we compare with that significance level. If it is less than 0.05, then we reject null. If it is greater than 0.05, accept. Remember that value. That wala example, overlapping wala example. If the overlapping is very less, that means it is less than 5%. That is significant difference. Is overlapping is greater than 5%, there is no significant difference. Clear? Ria, are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat. Yeah? Very good. Yes. Now you can connect the dots. This is very difficult topic to understand. I'm just making it very simple. Now, because you are asking me to, go ahead and give me the formula, etc. So here, first of all, what is this T? One sample T test, two sample T test. This is because of there is something called T dis. Just for your understanding. Okay, this is just for your understanding. This is okay. Now everybody knows the normal distribution, or it is also called as Z distribution. Okay, normal distribution, or it is also called as Z distribution. Whenever you collect 30 data points or greater than that, normally you will start getting normal distribution naturally. But in some cases, when we have data points less than 30, let's say 20, 15, 10 data points, then we get a little flatter distribution like this, and this distribution is called as T distribution. Okay, because we take help of this distribution, that's why it is called as one sample T test, two sample T test. Are you clear? Just type yes in the chat box. If I increase the sample size of T distribution becomes normal distribution. If I increase 10 sample size, 20, 30, 40, 50, T distribution naturally will become normal distribution. Are you clear? Just for your understanding. इसमें ज़्यादा deep में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Just for your understanding. Clear hai, everybody? Very good. Okay. Now, first we calculate the T value, the T critical value, or we can call it as critical T value. The critical T value, the formula is x bar minus mu divided by S divided by square root of N. Now put the formula in, put the values. If you remember, x bar is equal to 10, mu is equal to 11, S standard deviation is equal to 2, and N is equal to 16. Everybody, can you just pull out your calci and calculate and give me the number? And then I will explain you the further step. Calculate this and give me the number. x बार आपको सिर्फ इसमें फॉर्मूला में डालना है, इज इक्वल टू x बार इज इक्वल टू 10 माइनस म्यू इज इक्वल टू 11, divided by s is equal to 2 divided by square root of 16. So we have minus 1 divided by 2 divided by 4, which is 0.5. So which is minus 1 divided by 0.5 is equal to minus 2. Everybody got this value called minus 2? Sabko mila minus 2? This is called critical t value calculation. Okay. Now, can you find minus 2 here? Just type yes in the chat box. Can you find t value is equal to minus 2.00? Just give me yes in the chat box. Yes, this is a t value minus 0.55. Okay. There is something called standard error of mean. Yep, if you see, let me just remove this so that you can. Yeah, there is something called standard error of mean here, which is 0.5. What is the formula of standard error of mean? S divided by square root of n, which is nothing but a denominator. This is standard error of mean. And if you calculate 2 divided by square root of 16, which is 0.5, you can see 0.5 as standard error of mean. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. ये clear है? Super clear? Very good, very good. Super. Super. Now, what do we do with this? Okay. What do we do with this, t value, etc.? We have to go back, go to the t distribution table. Now, what is this t distribution table? Let me explain you that. First of all, let me clear this up. इसको calculation किया clear है? Now, I am just sharing with you a table. Okay, open that table just for your understanding. We also will calculate it. Okay, मैं भी पहली बार इसको calculate कर रहा हूं इसके साथ. Let me check. Okay, because you guys are interested to calculate it manually. एक बार manually calculate करेंगे, बाकी हमको करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. We have our genie called Minitab with us. So our genie will calculate in fraction of second. Good. Chalo, let me just open this. Okay, everybody just open that statistical table. There is a statistical table here. So let me just open. So these are statistical table. If you remember, we used to have log tables in our schools and colleges, 10 standard, 11, 12 science mein. How many of you have, do you remember log tables, logarithmic tables, etc.? Right? Remember that? Similarly, we have these statistical tables. Okay. So if you see here, we have in this particular table, we have got this four different types of distribution. Normal distribution is Z distribution, then the T distribution, then the F distribution, and then chi-square distribution. There are 4 types of distributions. Okay. So in the black belt level, we use the other distributions, like normal distribution and F distribution, chi-square, etc. Okay. Let's go to T distribution. So scroll it down a little. First, it will be normal distribution. Okay. Now, see, understand this. Just for your information. Now, if you see here, this area which is, this. Imagine this value. Okay. This value I want to just check. So this is a Z value. If I calculate a Z value here, so the area which is on the left hand side of the Z, which is there. Okay. For example, let's say this area, this point is 0.5199, which is nothing but 51.99 percentage. So this is area under the curve. So if the area of the entire curve is 100%, 0.5199 meaning 51.99% will be on the left hand side of this value. Okay, just for your understanding. Anyways, we'll go to the T distribution because we are checking the T distribution today. Scroll it down below the Z distribution, you will find the T distribution. Okay. Everybody with me? Now, okay. So, all right. All right. Now here, what we need to do is, there is something called degree of freedom. What is degree of freedom? df is equal to, make a note of this, n minus 1. You remember our n was 10? Sorry, our n was how much? 16. We have 60 data points. So n minus 1 is equal to 15 data points. Okay. So we have to find out degree of freedom at 15 data points here. Degree of freedom is n minus 1. So let me just, is it visible first of all? Let me just increase it a little. इसको कैसे बढ़ाएंगे? हाँ, यहाँ पे है. हाँ, यहाँ से बढ़ रहा है. ठीक है. So I think this is visible now. So I repeat again, there is something called degree of freedom. The formula is n minus 1. If you remember, so df, which is degree of freedom, is equal to n minus 1. Our n, which is number of data points, was 16, minus 1 is equal to 15. So we have degree of freedom of 15. So just check this row called 15. Okay. And the calculated t value, what was the t value, remember? Which was minus 2.00, right? So in this row, are you finding 2 here? Minus 2 or 2 is equivalent, because we are calling about two tail test. Okay. So here we can see 2.13. Okay. This is very close to 2, right? So our p value must be between these two regions. Okay. This 1.7 and 2.1. इसके बीच में है. So if I see here, if I go up, what is two-tail test? Two-tail test is nothing but, okay, generally we find out the data in the two-tail test only. Okay. So this is called two-tail test, where we have the lower specification and upper specification both. So here we can see 5% and 10%. Understand this, huh? With the manual, the p value is between 5% and the 10% area. Overlapping area is between 5% and 10%, which is greater than 5% and less than 10%. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Everybody's clear? How I have just found out the p value is greater than 5% and less than 10% here. Okay. How did I come to this point? I first calculate degree of freedom, which is n minus 1, 16 data points minus 1, which is 15. So I came to this row number 15 here. Okay. I went horizontally. I know my t value calculation was minus 2.00. So here it is in between this. See, understand this. If I go on the right hand side, it is 2.6, 2.9, 3.74. So it is increasing. Correct? It is increasing. So here we have to be in between these two only. Correct? So if I go up, I am finding out the percentage of the p value, which is 5% and 10%. Now, understand this. Because this table has a limitation, okay, it does not have 6% value, 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%, etc. It is directly jumping from 5% to 10%. But in the software, this entire algorithm is already fed. Okay, that's the reason software is directly calculating p value precisely, which was 0.644, something like that, 0.064. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. So now we are coming back to our software. And what was the value here? You can see the value was 0.064, which is nothing but 6.4%. You know, I told between 5 to 10%, right? So software is precisely calculating it is 6.4%, which is nothing but 0.064. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. This is how you can manually also calculate the p value, t value, etc. But we never have to calculate it in the real life project. Whenever we have the data, put the data in the Minitab software, check the p value and infer from this. This is a simple, thing we need to do. This is called hypothesis testing and how we can calculate p value manually. If you're clear with this, just type yes in the chat box. Just give me yes, big yes. Okay. Yes, and when we go, on the at the advanced levels like black belt level, master black belt, there are other distributions also we'll learn. And there are some advanced hypothesis testing also we'll learn. Okay. Like in the black belt level, we have chi-square test, we have F ratio test. Okay. We have ANOVA, right? So these are different distributions are used, to calculate this. And as we go in the master black belt table, we will see the non-normal data distributions also, how we will deal with the hypothesis testing of non-normal distribution. Okay. That also will cover in the master black belt table. Anyways, uh, any question in this, please let me know. And for the new members, the process is just raise your hand, then we'll go one by one and open this. Okay. And I have got two fantastic announcements for for today to make. Okay. But any questions? First, let me cover the question and answer, and then I will announce before I close the session today. Poli, any question about hypothesis, about today's session, about anything? Maybe you are doing a project and you are stuck. You want to ask any question, or about the course curriculum, you want to ask any question, anything. This is open forum for anything. Okay. So there is no restriction on asking the question, and you can unmute and ask the question directly, and I will answer that question. Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, if you have any question, think about it and, raise your hand. Meanwhile, let me just, there are two announcements. Let me make those announcements. If you have any questions, you can, meanwhile, just raise your hand. Keep raising your hand. I will come to you one by one. Okay. Super. So the announcement number one is next week, starting from 1st of April, we have Black Belt Hackathon. Okay. So we have 1st of April to 3rd of April between 7 p.m. to almost 10 p.m. we have Black Belt Hackathon. Now, what is Black Belt Hackathon? Black Belt Hackathon is nothing but, it is, a fast track, you can say a quick revision of all the main tools of the Black Belt, which are advanced tools of the Black Belt. So we will do this. So the people who have been through the Black Belt curriculum, they can go through the hackathon and attempt the examination to get the certification. Okay. This is kind of a fast track, certification के लिए हम लोगों ने किया है. So every month in the first week, we have the green belt and the black belt hackathon. So green belt एक बार होता है, बाद में black belt hackathon होता है. तो now I would suggest everybody should attend these hackathons. Everybody. Even though you are very new, you will get lot of concepts. See, anyways, this 60 days challenge of green belt and black belt, we have to cover, right? So green belt topics or black belt topics, so it doesn't matter. But you should understand, you should attend everything with open mind. Okay. Like for example, today's topic, the basic hypothesis was the green belt topic, but the p-value calculation manually was the black belt advanced topic. So I covered both today. Okay. If you sit with the open mind, you can understand, greater details. Even if you have not completed your green belt, you can sit for the black belt. You don't give the examination. Okay. Don't give the examination, but go through that. Okay. And don't worry, if your timing is not matching, you will get the recording immediately. Okay. So you can join at 8 p.m. Ranjit ji. Then the remaining first hour, you can check the recording later. Okay. That you can do. आपको recording मिल जाएगा black belt hackathon में, immediately WhatsApp पे भी recording आ जाएगा next day. Okay. So you can check the recording anytime. And so it is not compulsory for everybody, but that will be highly recommended that all the people should attend this. Everybody clear with this first message? Just type yes in the chat box. First message clear hai? Super clear. Just give me yes. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Clear? So Black Belt Hackathon, block your dates. 1st April to 3rd April. Okay. On Monday, we will have a regular session, evening wala session hoga, which is on 31st of March. Okay. Hamara regular evening session hoga, Monday session. And this will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. 7 to 10 p.m. will be Black Belt Hackathon. Right? Now, the second message for you guys is, because tomorrow is the last day for our, yellow belt session for this financial year. 2024-25 का last Sunday है. So we have the last session coming up of yellow belt. So everybody was aware of the referral bonus, like Mr. Kirti just mentioned early in the session that he referred 4 people, got promoted to the master black belt. So tomorrow you can bring as many as people possible, because tomorrow is the last yellow belt session happening for the year. So this is the best opportunity for you to bring a lot of people to the and if you want to uh, know more about it, just send a message on our number. No? Okay, this WhatsApp number, just save this WhatsApp number on your mobile phone. Send this that I want to send these people. Just share the names in advance. Okay, share the names in advance, and we will give you the link for the tomorrow's session. Share it with them and let them come in. If they upgrade tomorrow, then if the 4 of them, okay, 4 of them upgrade tomorrow, then you will get the referral bonus to milega hi. Plus 4 of them, if they are upgrading, then you can go for the master black belt directly. Okay, clear? Everybody, just type yes in the chat box. Is it clear with you? Tomorrow, take the best opportunity, give your best shot. Reach out to maximum of your friends, colleagues, family members, etc. Only 4 people register. Okay, then your master black belt is on, right? Fantastic. Now, the third and the most important announcement is this. So first announcement is black belt hackathon. Second announcement is about tomorrow's session. Third announcement is, okay, see, master black belt is, if you remember, the master black belt combo including green, black and master black belt, which is 29,999 plus GST. Okay, now if you are already green belt and black belt, already registered for this, you have already made the payment of this, right? So whatever is remaining, it's basically 20,000 plus GST. You have to make the payment to upgrade for the master black belt. Now, if you are not referring people, like 4 people, if you're not referring, okay, then if you want to upgrade for the master black belt, this is what is the green belt exam and preparation can be. Parag ji, I will come to the green belt exam. The one which I mentioned was about the black belt exam. Okay, black belt ka hackathon ka, green belt ka I'm coming back to this. Now this is the information. Okay, master black belt is so if you are already green belt, black belt, already in the group for the green belt and black belt, and if you want to upgrade, you just have to make the differential amount of 20,000 plus GST. Okay, now here is the message. Here is the important message. Before 31st. Listen to me very carefully. Before 31st of March, if you want to upgrade to the master black belt, okay, you don't have to make 20,000 plus GST payment. You just can make 9,999 plus GST and upgrade to master black belt before 31st of March. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Are you clear? So this is your opportunity. So today, tomorrow, and the day after, if you are not referring 4 people and upgrading yourself, this is another opportunity. Okay, you can just make 50% payment and upgrade before 31st of March, 12 p.m. Okay, if somebody of you really want to make it right away, okay, here we go. I'm just giving you the link. If you are ready, and by the way, there also you have got the what you can say, credit card option available, etc. as well. So here is the link. I'm just providing it to you right away. If you are interested, go ahead and grab this opportunity. Okay, or make send a message to the admin number or the this number. So this is the link. Click on the link, make the payment, and you are on the master black belt level as well. Okay, super. Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Super clear. And because we have got the the financial year end closing, lot of incredible offers can be offered tomorrow in the in the live session as well. So make sure, don't miss to send your colleagues, to send your people to them, so that they also will get benefit and you will get the referral bonus as well. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. There is a super special bonus on the on our OPEX consultant launch business as well. Okay. So if you're interested to launch your own consulting business in next 6 to 9 months, okay, then you must go for that program as well. And before 31st of March, there are some heavy discount on that as well. Okay. To check out that, just send a message that I'm interested in that as well, and we will explain you the details. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear hai? All the three announcements are clear. Black Belt Hackathon starting in the 1st of April. Then tomorrow is the last Yellow Belt live session. So bring maximum of your people. Okay. Can we take our time? You can take your time. But don't let this opportunity go by. See, you just have to take the admission right now and go through your yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master belt. Flow, but don't let this opportunity go by. Okay. Otherwise, it is 29,999 after this 31st of March. Okay. Or the prices can be revised as well. But take this opportunity because this is the year end closing. We are giving you the best opportunity to upgrade yourself. There are two opportunities. One, you can refer 4 people and get upgraded, or you can just, make this 9999 plus GST and get yourself upgraded. Okay. Fantastic. So if you consider this, within this 20K, you are getting all the certifications: yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master black belt, mini tab, coaching, etc. Everything. Okay. Yes. Now, the third one is about, yes. So, Paragji, coming back to your question. So see, hackathons are just a little push for the people who complete the course but don't give the examination. Are you understanding? So hackathons are a kind of a gentle push, a quick revision to the people who go through the curriculum, but they don't find the time, they don't find the priority to give the examination certification, or they forget to give the examination. So in the hackathon, what we do is we cover the curriculum, the main content of the curriculum, the Minitab exercise, etc. And then we give the examination. Okay. Now, all the hackathon recordings, hackathon recordings are available in the, I'll show you, in your course curriculum itself. Let me just share my screen quickly. If you see the green belt course curriculum, if you log into LMS system, course number 1, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, which is your first destination. Okay. First milestone. Okay, below the course content, if you see here, I can scroll it down, and you will find analyze phase, improve phase, control phase. And here we go. There is a green belt hackathon. Okay, fast track revision. So there is a 3-day hackathon which was happened last month. Uska recording यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. So even if you are not attending the live hackathon, you can check this recording and give the examination. Okay, once you check the hackathon, then there's a sample questionnaire is given. Once the sample question, you just test your confidence. Okay. See, the exam is open book test. Okay. So not to worry about it. Take your notes. You can sit with the notes. It's a MCQ type open book. Okay. It's very simple. If you understand the concept, you can easily clear the examination. Okay. 95% of the people give the, clear the examination the first attempt. 5% people require the second attempt to clear the exam. Okay. So not to worry. So this is then you can send a message on our mentor's WhatsApp number, which has been given to you. I'll just give it once again. So yeah, this is a link for MBB. If somebody is making the payment, let me know. Okay. 305-95248. This is the number. Just send a message on this number that I am ready for the examination, and we can conduct the exam individually as well. Okay. So it's nothing like only hackathon mein hi exam dena hai. You can give exam individually as well. Clear? Paragji, are you clear with your examination related queries for the green belt? Just give me yes in the chat box. And then attend all the live sessions which are happening. So we'll cover the green belt curriculum. We'll cover the black belt curriculum. In the green belt hackathon, we'll cover the green belt curriculum completely. In the black belt hackathon, we will cover the black belt hackathon completely. Okay. Super. Okay, so I'm really excited to see you guys in the Master Black Belt and taking your curriculum, your career to the next level. Okay, I wish you very best of luck and looking forward. Haji, yes, Prasanna ji. Okay, once you have made the payment, let me know chat box. The same payment you have made it for the green belt, black belt. Same value hai. 9998 plus GST. Okay, the same value hai. And you must, once you make the payment, you will immediately get the access of the master black belt as well. Automatically, you will get the access. Okay, just share the screenshot to us in the in our number, and then we'll share if any other details are required. We will share with you, and you just go with the flow. First, you complete a green belt, then your black belt, and then you start your master black belt. But take the opportunity, take this, take this advantage of this scheme. Okay, superb, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. Any question? If not there, then thank you, Professor. Okay, superb. Yeah. Green belt is done. Nah, fantastic. So then you can complete black belt, but take the admission right now. And then, because this offer is up to 31st of March, 12 p.m. Okay. Once this 31st will be gone, this offer will go back to this 29,999. Wala normal, wala common, wala. So I don't want you guys to miss out on that. Okay. Super. Thank you very much, guys. That's it from my side. We will connect again on Monday with the new enthusiastic, new topic with the same enthusiasm. Till the time, keep learning, keep growing.